Luise from the ADA Waifus NFT collection joins me to talk about her artwork, how she got into drawing, and she also gives us a whole bunch of tips for anyone else that is wanting to start an NFT project or just wanting to start a artistry career or learn how to draw. She gives us a few tips around that as well. Now, the ADA Waifus mint is coming up really soon on the 23rd of July. Now, you can check out the website at ADAWaifus.io. You can have a little bit of a sneak peek of what season 2 will look like. You can have a look at some of these different themes here. We've got the beach theme, the punk girls, the schoolgirls, and the dryads. And there's more themes to come as well. So this makes up the next 2,000 ADA waifus that are going out, and they're going for 65 ADA per pop. You can buy them in batches up to 5. So you can buy up to 5. All you need to do is send this exact amount of ADA from a non-exchange wallet. Do not send it from an exchange, because the ADA will be sent back to that the NFT will be sent back to that exchange, and you won't be able to claim it. So really important, it has to come from a Yoroi, Nami, Daedalus, Eternal, any native Cardano wallet. You'll see the address on the screen, and all you need to do is send the ADA to that address. It will go through the minting process in a queue, and then send your brand new NFTs right after that. Now, we also have a little giveaway and competition going on at the moment as well. Check out the links down below so you can find out more information about that, how you can participate and potentially earn yourself a free NFT as well from the Season 2 mint. So please check that out. All right, let's get to this interview.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast.
I have Luise joining me here to talk about her artwork and also her NFT project called ADA Waifus. It's a project that I absolutely love. I'm a part of as well. So Luise, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, very nice to be here.
So I got you on because I wanted to know a little bit more about your artistic background, how you got into and how you started drawing anime characters in general, where the passion comes from, and then how the ADA Waifus project started with you coming on board. So let's start from the beginning and learn a little bit more about your artistic background. How long have you been drawing for, and what inspired you to get started?
Well, I started drawing 11 years ago, but I never really stopped, if you can say it like that. Most people are drawing since early childhood, and I just never stopped drawing. And I grew up with anime, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, all that kind of stuff. And I was always baffled by the beautiful art. Once I started reading manga too, I was completely hooked. I wanted to be able to create these things by myself, and that's why I started drawing in this style.
Did you experiment with any other styles, or was it purely your influence of Naruto, Dragon Ball, and all those animes that pushed you down this path?
I also tried realistic art, especially animals. I still like doing that, but it's not my main thing anymore. I also tried realistic people portraits, but that's not my thing. I just got stuck with anime.
That's awesome. So what's the anime scene like? Whereabouts are you from for a start? And what's the anime scene like where you are?
So I'm from Germany, and the anime and manga scene, also the gaming scene, is quite big. We also have a lot and big conventions for those themes, like the Dokumi, for example. I think it's the biggest convention for manga and anime in Europe. I've already been there twice. It's very nice there. And the community in Germany is full of nice, very friendly and helpful people. I also like the artist community there. It's very small compared to the community in general. Everybody knows each other and everybody helps each other out, and I found a lot of friends there. I really like this community.
Oh, that's fantastic. And it's always good to have that community there as well, because it keeps you going. It keeps you inspired and seeing what other artists are drawing, what other people are creating, so that you can keep on creating and doing some amazing things as well. Now, you said you've been drawing for like 11 years, so that's quite a long time. And I'm assuming your style, your artwork has grown over those years. Can you share anything and see some progression? Because anyone else that's watching this and has seen your artwork, I'd like to for you to show us some. But I'd like to let other people know how you've progressed over the years, because like, if I got a pen and paper out now and started drawing, I'll be quite disappointed. But we all start somewhere, right?
Oh yes, I also have an idea where to look. I have an old DeviantArt account.
Yep.
Where everything is from my starting time. I think I can share my screen.
Wow. Okay.
So that's my really old DeviantArt page. I have to take a look for the really old stuff, but I think, yeah, that's kind of old, I guess. 2019, well...
not that old. I was about to say, like,
it's not,
those pieces
not that old.
They look pretty good for being old.
2018. Oh, these are the old ones. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, okay.
It's from 2013.
Yeah, okay.
we
still
can
better
see
than what I can do.
I guess.
Yeah. But you can definitely see the progress there. And I'm assuming you're using very similar tools to what you're using now to draw it.
I'm using Clip Studio Paint. That's my favorite software. It's very similar to Photoshop, and it's very common in the artist community and industry, I'd say.
Clip Studio Paint, okay.
Yeah, especially for creating manga pages. I think it's like the only tool you can use for that. So it's very popular among manga artists.
Right, I see. Okay. It's one of those tools I've never looked at or never played around with, so I haven't got much experience at all. Is it a free thing, or is it a paid piece of software?
You have to pay for it, but it's not that expensive. I think when it's on sale, you can get the full version for $80. It's not too much. It's definitely affordable, and it's a one-time purchase, so you don't have to purchase every month. You just purchase one time and you have it.
Unlike Adobe Suite, which you pay X amount every single month and you continuously pay. But yeah,
that's so expensive.
Let's see what else you've been working on over the years.
That's 2016. That's 3 years later. I think
looks pretty
you can
cool.
already see it there.
That's a massive progression. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I'm just the strictest one to my own art, and I see a lot of mistakes there. But yes, you are right. It's definitely better than the first one.
I don't see any mistakes, but you go on.
I think this one isn't that old. It's something very different. It's from 2019 too. I try to draw some cute animals too.
Yeah, I can see where your love of animals comes into it as well.
Yeah. It's definitely marketable. Yeah, that's 2016 too.
Still looks pretty good.
Thank you. It's really old.
Yep. Still old, but I'm just comparing to myself. Really, it's leagues above what I can do.
Well, I think I started drawing 11 years ago, so I already drew some years when I made this piece. I'm not quite sure, 5 years, roundabout. I think. Well, I could have done better, but I was in school. I was just drawing here and there, so not much to expect. But I have I have collected some newer pieces to show you for today.
Yeah, sure. Let's move on to the newer ones, and while that all loads, how often do you draw it? Like, do you draw a piece every day? Like, how long does it take you to draw something?
I draw almost every day. I would say at least 3 times per week. It really depends how long I take. If I only do a sketch, it's about 1 hour. If I do a full rendered artwork, it's between 10 to 25 hours. It really depends on the piece. I can show you, actually.
Yeah, sure.
So I actually put some things together here. I think the illustrations are the most interesting part for us. this piece, for example, took me about 20 hours because it has a quite complex background, but I really enjoyed it. And it's definitely one of the newer pieces. I think it's from this year, actually.
That's really cool. Yeah, I love it. It's a really creative piece because it's like so different.
Thank you. I actually noticed that I kind of like drawing food.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Well, I also have some simpler pieces like this profile picture I did for a commission once. I think this took me about 5 hours. That wasn't that much time. But I still kind of like it a lot. I don't draw men too often, and I actually do enjoy it.
Okay. So you mostly draw anime girls?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Maybe I could describe my style as a shoujo style. There's shoujo and shonen in anime. Shoujo is that classical girly thing, romantic and so on. And shonen is more action, Dragon Ball, Naruto and stuff. And I think I'm a little more shoujo.
Okay, all right.
That's a classical shoujo piece.
Yep. Yes, very girly. That's very your style. That's the type that I've seen in a lot of the season 1 of ADA Waifus.
Yes, that's definitely it.
Yep.
Yeah, I also got a little crazy with the background.
Yeah, a little bit. Lots of detail in there with lots of little elements all over the place.
Yeah, I also like this one. That's actually a drawing I made for the ADA Waifus. You probably know it. It's our rainbow waifu Niji. I still really like this piece. Yeah,
and so it happens to be one of the giveaways as well. So if anyone's interested, they need to be a part of the community to potentially win one of these art pieces as well.
Yes, I also have the other 2 ones. Here in this folder. I also tried animating a PNG tuber. That's something you can use for streaming.
Wow, so that looks really cool.
Yeah, I love it too. I try to sneak peek in every direction I can to try out everything I can possibly do with my art. It's just most fun.
Yeah, I love the detail on this one. The hair, the complexity that you put together on it. All the different layers, the outfit looks really cool.
Yeah, I think that's one of my longer taking pieces. I think it was about 20 hours or so.
Wow. Okay. Over a couple of days. Yep.
Yeah. I'm someone who likes to work all those hours in one go. I can't rest until the piece is finished. I think I drew 8 hours in a row, and then I went to sleep, and then I drew 8 hours in a row again. That's my type of working style.
Okay. It makes it hard, but like I can see like when I used to get into my art pieces and stuff, it's like you don't want to leave it until it's finished, and sometimes it takes days, and you're fully immersed in it until you get something done, until you're satisfied with it. So I totally understand that feeling.
Yeah, I'm always afraid to miss important parts when I don't push through it right away.
Yeah.
So I just want to finish it in one go if I can.
What an effort. Okay. What else you got?
Then we have our cyber waifu called Shira.
Yep. Now I watched the video of you drawing this one as a time lapse, and I thought that was absolutely amazing to actually see you go through the process and picking the colors, like working through the gradients and the tone and the lighting of it all. It seemed like it took forever to go through, but we got to watch it in a time lapse over an hour, so it's quite an experience to watch.
Yeah, I think this piece took about 15 hours, and I think I took 2 goes. So one time 8 hours, and the other time 7 hours, I think.
Wow!
But it was so much fun. I especially enjoy drawing skin, so this piece was a lot of fun for me.
Wow, drawing skin. Okay, cool.
I really like the kind of lighting. It's so soft, and it has really interesting bounce lights. It was really enjoyable.
You can see that the reflection from the holographic screens on her skin, like the little bit of color coming through. So you can tell you put a lot of effort into that.
Oh yes, definitely.
And then the last waifu we got is the zombie one.
Oh yes, she's Sven's favorite too.
She seems
I really
like a fun
her
zombie.
theme on our. Oh yes, she does. I also like the mangas about her. Julie, our mangaka, wrote some really cool comics for us, especially with her. I love them.
Yeah, yeah. She's like the one with the best superpowers, I think, and saves everyone.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
yeah, and her theme on our website is especially cool too, I think.
Yes. It's definitely the best one. Now, in terms of the season 2 artwork and pieces, now you told me the number of assets and layers that you created for it, but I completely forgot how many assets are there?
I think it were 1,200 layers, but I don't know if I can translate it one-to-one to the assets because I have multiple layers for some assets. I can't really say, but there are a lot. That's for sure.
Okay. And I would love to see some sneak peeks of it and get a little bit of an understanding of like where you got some of your inspiration for some of the pieces that you put together.
Oh yes, I have to take a look. I think I have some of them in a folder.
Now, have they all been generated yet, or are they being generated later on the fly? Like, what's the process?
I think most of them are already generated.
Yeah.
But not all. But I know that Sven and Alex are very busy on getting this stuff done.
Yeah.
That's definitely the case.
Now, when you generate all of these, so like a lot of people don't know how they work. Now, you guys wrote your own generation script, which is cool.
Yes.
Based off the Hashlips one, but you needed to write some extra things to make it work for your own imagery. Now, when you generate like 1,000 or so, do you go through them and say, no, this one's terrible, or this one's awesome? Yes, this one's going in the collection. Do you do any like a filtering like that?
It kind of works like that. So we generate the NFTs and we sit together, mostly 3 or 4 of us, and we look through the folder and say, no, this looks good or this doesn't look good. And we take the ones that are great, but we don't take the ones singularly. So if we don't like the whole folder, we generate everything new. So we generate till we think the folder is all right. Because I don't know how this works in detail, to be honest, but I think it has something to do with the rarity system. We don't mess it up. So
yeah, totally understand. Sven did explain that, and there is another interview in regards to the generation side of things. So if you want to watch it, you can see it in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and you can get links to it there, and you can get a better idea of how the script works and actually get your hands on the script. So if you want to do your own NFT project, you can too. Yes, that's the background that Sven showed me with the train station.
Yeah, that's one for us schoolgirls. Well, I just took a look how the classic schoolgirl outfit looks like in Japan. I have 3 different uniforms in different colors. We also have the train station theme at night.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty rare. And different uniforms. I definitely love those schoolgirl waifus.
Awesome.
I think they're so cute.
Got any more to show me?
Oh, yes. We also have the punk waifus, and we try to make something more badass because my waifus are mostly very cute and adorable, and that's nice. But we wanted to bring something different in. Many people enjoyed the zombies last season, so we wanted to make something different which has that kind of aesthetic a little bit more. So we try to go for something punky, gothy, a little bit like e-girl, a lot of makeup.
Where do you get the ideas from for drawing some of the assets and layers? So like you got the ears, like the ears in anime and cosplay thing, that's just a given. But then like the little like outfits, like where do you get the outfits from? The tattoos, the eye colors, the little accessory, the little cat hair clip, etc. Like, do you go through sources of inspiration, or is this like things that you've collected and thought about over the years that you've drawn in other things? Where do the ideas come from?
I love using Pinterest. I have to
Uh-huh.
say most of the hairstyles and ears are just in my head because I draw them so often. But I
Yeah.
have to look up different clothing styles. But I love that. I love these kind of aesthetics like cottagecore, pastel goth, and e-girl and all that stuff. And I just look for those words on Pinterest, and there are so many interesting outfits and ideas. I think that's the main source of my inspiration. And I just pick the ones that I like the most, or
Yeah.
especially the ones that look good on this type of picture, because you can't see that much of the clothing, which is a little bit sad sometimes. I would like to draw more of it, but yeah.
I think if you had to draw the clothing as well, like the tops and bottoms, it would have taken months, many more months to go through and do all that. But yeah, I'm glad we got some of those aspects in there.
Yeah, definitely. I think regarding the time, it's good like this.
yeah, definitely. So from the end of season 1, I think it was in January, to now, so it's been a good 6 months or so of continuous hard work on getting all this done. It's a lot of hours that you put in to draw these assets, these layers, and come up with the ideas. Do you have any tips for anyone else that is thinking about doing their own NFT project?
Oh, yes, I definitely do. First thing is don't be afraid to experiment. Most things come together by instant trial and error. It's especially hard to figure out the order of the layers.
Yeah.
If you're just doing it in your mind, you have to try it out, because I was unsure about the eyebrows at the beginning of season 1. I still remember that because I had them as a known layer and it didn't work because the eyebrows could have had different colors than the hair. It just wouldn't work. So I had to do the eyebrows on the hair layer and things like that. You just don't know if you don't try. And that the eyes are better if they are before or over the hair, so you can always see them. It just looks strange if the hair is above the eyes.
Yeah,
it's covering the eyes. Even in anime, you often see the eyes shine through because they are so important for that face, for that expression. You just can't, if you hide them, it just doesn't look the same. So these are things that just come together if you try out. So yeah, feel free to experiment. Second is definitely diversity. So bring in different stuff. That's in different aesthetics to keep things interesting. And I feel like some NFT projects struggle with that, especially with keeping one aesthetic that can put all assets together. That's one thing that's really important to me. I want that every random generated picture looks good. So I don't want to have assets that look bad on each other, like neon colors, like a neon green with a neon pink. I just don't think that it looks good, so I wouldn't recommend it. That's one thing that's really important to me. Yeah, and the third thing is having a good and reliable team on your side. I don't think anyone is able to do this on their own, and I know some artists who were caught by the whole NFT hype and thought, oh, I could try starting out with my own NFT project, and it just didn't work out because it just couldn't. You can't do it on your own.
Yeah, there are definitely so many different aspects to it. Like the artwork's one thing, then the generation script. So you've got to know that, have a slight, at least level of technicality to be able to run the script. And then there's the whole minting side of things as well. Like if mints go wrong, there's a massive load on the servers, or refunds. If you have to deal with refunds as well, it's a whole different setup on that side. So you do definitely need a good team behind you. And of course, like getting the reach out there as well. People finding the project, that's another hard thing to do.
Oh, it's really hard, yes.
Amazing. All right. So thank you for those tips. So for anyone else that is thinking about starting an NFT project, please keep those in mind. But what about some tips for anyone that's just thinking about starting to draw and wanting to get into the anime space?
Oh, I'd say have fun. That's the most important thing. Because if you don't want to do it as a job, then the most important thing is just have fun. And I think that's that helps you a lot with progressing and practicing a lot. If you like what you do, then that's the best thing you can have. And I can also recommend reading books. There are very good books for learning how to draw in general and also how to draw manga. And there are a lot of cool YouTube channels to learn from. So I think these would be the things I would recommend the most. And just have connections in the community. Don't be afraid to ask people for advice. Just communicate with all the other people.
All right. Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for those tips. I'm sure some inspired artists would follow them and hopefully join the anime scene and draw some really cool things, or maybe even start their own NFT project as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this. All right, Luise, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. I'll put all the links to the ADAWaifus project in the show notes, and some links to your maybe DeviantArt accounts as well, so people can find out a little bit more about your other artworks and I guess contact you if they have commissions as well.
Thank you. That's nice.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you a lot for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Now, we'll be doing a live minting session on this one as well. So when the mint goes live, I'll be live streaming and showing everyone the experience. So if you've never minted an NFT on the Cardano blockchain before, you'll see what it's like, and you'll see how the randomness comes into play. And it's kind of like a lottery and you don't know what you're going to get. It's pretty cool. I love the minting experience. So join me on the channel for that live minting session. Anyone else that is wanting support the Learn Cardano channel and anything that we do here, I am a part of the ADAWaifus project, so it really helps out there too. All right, if you do like this type of content, please consider giving me that thumbs up, click subscribe, click on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debate.